another playthrough. It looks like he's still vulnerable to Romeo's Ballot. So this is a stupid fight, like most of the others. I'm gonna fight that dinosaur guy soon. I may as well give her a fire rod. For what it's worth, I seem to be getting a lot more Afrits in my call command anyway. I think my internet connection must be pretty gnarly at the moment. We've had some terrible issues. At one point, we called the tech for our local internet connection. We don't pay for cable. We have no cable. We have an antenna. And that's because we don't watch a lot of regular TV. We watch streaming services and other things that normal people do these days. And, yeah. When the tech came, they are a cable company that also provides internet services. They said, like, your router is attached to your antenna cable. And we're like, no, it's not. They left. They said they fixed things. My wife said, yeah, it seems to be fixed. We turn on the antenna the next day. We didn't realize until the next day our antenna is completely unplugged and disconnected on all levels. So they got confused and undid our antenna. They don't service antennas, but we kind of made them because they busted it. And they did, so that's nice. There's no treasure there, right? This whole dungeon is a little weird. They came back, but it still seems our internet connection is hugely inconsistent. And it seems to be like good download speeds, and then it stops for a minute. And just, you know, every 15 minutes we get 1 minute of complete dead time, is how it seems like. Like part of the time, completely fine. Another part of the time, quite the opposite. It's funny seeing them attack the back row so much. Yeah, those guys have good defense. So my internet connection is fairly poor, was the summary of that longer story. And I wish I put the smoke command on, because these battles seem pretty pointless. And I think I'm going to use smoke more than image for anything that's not a boss, certainly in the near future. Yeah, I wouldn't have way more attack if I put on really good weapons, so I think I'm gonna not do that. This is a good example of a time to smoke, and that's partly because those guys have a nasty habit of using a drain spell on you after you've hurt them, and they do incredible damage back to you. Whoops, well, whatever. And this fight's too boring. I shouldn't do this one again. And it's funny watching my 4-year-old and 6-year-old talking about the internet connection being bad at our house. Like their show stops working when we're watching Teen Titans, and they're like, "Oh, it's the internet." And we're like, "You don't even know what the internet is." I wonder how long it takes for a kid to understand what... I wonder if anyone, like, born now understands what the internet is. And in my time, it came along, and it was pretty natural to understand it. Where do you learn that? What grade do you learn what the internet is? It's a huge concept. Where do you begin to understand the internet now? Like, again, pretty natural for my generation. My own students have a course that's networking fundamentals sort of thing. But I mean, there are billions of people using the internet. Surely most of them know what they're using, right? Right. Oh. Yeah, so if they use that drain attack on me now, I'd be screwed. I don't want to fight these guys again. We've done one for the bestiary now, is what's happened. And exactly because of that, we'll smoke out of here. We'll smoke them out. Ooh, this guy. A wyvern. Lots of physical resistant enemies here. Oh no, just Galef resistant. Interesting. This is a mug where when the tea is hot, or the coffee, the fireball shows up. It's Mario throwing a fireball. I've been too chatty if that fireball goes away completely. That's fun, stun locking an enemy in a really bad fight. This guy can be beat with a Phoenix down. But I wonder what else I might be able to do to him. Is he vulnerable to... No. Ooh, this is going to get all exciting then. How does Ifrit affect him? Well, is the answer. He can actually do some damage. Maybe I should use a Phoenix down. Yeah, whatever. Oh. Let's use a Phoenix down. Let's use a holy water and find out if it kills undead. It does not. Oh, that was a piece of garbage. Wow. That guy should probably stop doing thousands of damage to me. There, he stopped. That was good of him. I wonder if Moogles are supposed to be telepathic in all the other games. It would pretty much make Mognet stupid, wouldn't it? I remember last time I was streaming this, I didn't pay attention to that at all. This time we're lucky because I don't have to, because I think I remember it well enough. Yeah, that was a nice opportunity to observe that tents heal exactly 1,000 hit points. I remember last time I went south there. I do, I guess, like running into each enemy, but you can't exactly play for completion when you're doing Forge Up Fiesta, so who cares? Yeah, last year I ran into that thingy, and it didn't end up being a problem. I was able to get away. In my other playthrough this year, I didn't run into it. What's supposed to happen here? Do you have to go to a specific space? The nose? This part's quite silly. can we do with the dancing dagger in this game? Does it let our ninja actually do anything fun? Not really. Let's flirt. Do we need more elven mantles? Couldn't hurt. Cuckoo Popo. Capo. We were talking about Capo a lot last year. Maybe that was a different game, I don't know. Could have been doing a MOG part of Final Fantasy VI, not sure. Because I did have that really weird Final Fantasy VI playthrough last year. It's funny hearing recognizable music at different paces, different tempos. Recently we were playing Breath of the Wild again, and I didn't notice until I saw it pointed out in some YouTube video that the music in the Rito village is the Dragon Roost Island music, but slower and different instrumentation. That was the next thing. We're going to Quelb. Or Kelb. I don't think I know of any amazing secrets in this castle, do I? You can do an interesting form of grinding down here, but I don't think I have any tools that make it easy for me. Do I? Gold needles can kind of help, but it's still slow to do it with gold needles. Level 5 death is really nice for it. But then again, if you're not trying to master a ton of jobs, it's kind of pointless. Same items as before. And everything's fine in terms of our numeric indications of well-being. But here's some new stuff. In fact, there's something very special here. So that was us receiving a harp that I think it inflicts confuse. Yeah. Kind of silly when you have a luring air that works on all enemies and has much better odds. But if you like a harp that inflicts proportional damage, I wonder if it could be useful. The other thing could be equipping Mangoche for the express purpose of having higher evade. Maybe a good idea. Because, I mean, the silence effect, there's no reason that's going to be useful in the near future as far as I recall. Okay, there's actually nothing new and useful here, is there? Nope, not for my team. Now, you can get an item here, but it's not useful for my team, but let's do it anyway. Back in my days of screwing around with emulators, this was about as far as I remember getting. That was I think called Royal Cutlass or something. That sounded more interesting. Nice. That actually works. That was a dumb fight. I don't really, unless there's a random that's threatening for some reason. That's not so important. And I say that because the next town is very close. I wonder if I can survive the Gill Cave. I've got smoke. What does that gill turtle do again? How fast does he act? Let's try it for funsies. This is a chest or two anyway. Surely they're incredibly valuable. This is a crappy place to not have the float spell. Which, by the way, you can't actually have yet. But it is a crappy place to not have the float spell. But it's a good place to have Romeo's Ballad, that's for sure. Lots of levels. Okay, maybe I was wrong about the chest or two. But there was lots of, like, experience and other forms of point gaining, so let's save there. And, I'm sure there was a chest or two. Oh dear. I do that. I don't remember how badly Gilgame is gonna F me up. Oh. Oh. Badly is the answer. I didn't realize you couldn't smoke your way out of here. Oh dear. Well, it'll end quickly. That's nice, right? Right. What is the trick again? There is a trick, right? What happens if you level to 99 or something? nuts like that. Which I've never leveled to 99 in this game. Like, I was telling the story of accidentally overwriting my endgame save for this game last time I played. And I accidentally, on my Game Boy, I overwrote a save that had everything maxed, clearly done everything, and it was levels in the high 60s. And that's, I think, the highest I've ever leveled in this game, I think. I know lots of people do. I've seen interesting videos of people beating, you know, Shinryu with 4 Berserkers and things like that. I like Romeo's Ballad. I know spamming it probably seems kind of cheap. I don't mind. I hope that no one thinks I'm silly for not minding. The really nice thing is not taking damage in a party with no healing. That is sweet. That's not going to last forever. Let's enjoy it while we can. This village kind of has nothing until you go through the story scene. Dorganu. Werewolves have weird kitchens. It's probably on account of eating mostly flesh. You have to think, like, other animals would have very different kitchens than we have. It makes, you know, Zootopia seem kind of unrealistic. Which is alright. No one's crying for Zootopia. Do I want that? Probably not, but let's buy it and see what happens. This is a good time to have some of these, probably. That's the same stuff again. They give you that because you can't actually get back into Val Castle right now. Or Val, or however it's translated right here. This guy does something fun. Free potions. And free inn, which is interesting because there's an inn right there that you pay for. Sweet. I often find myself with my Game Boy Advance, I'm playing in a room with my kids or whatever's going on. When I was away at my parents' place, I was playing in bed a lot. I was telling this story about falling asleep and waking up and my party's dead, you know. But playing with the sound off, whenever there's that fanfare, you really have no idea what's happening, and you're just waiting for the game to come back. And there's no fast forward, so. Yeah, I don't like that do. It happens fairly frequently in this game, sometimes for strange reasons. I didn't really check out that equipment. There's some good stuff, too. Yeah, putting on the dancing dagger right now would probably be a mistake. Kodachi, I don't think is going to be worth it over that pleasant back row experience. This is a trade-off of an agility point for 2 strength points and better defense. Sounds pretty good. This reduces magic defense to 0, but if you're stuck at 0, you may as well go right in, right? 3 extra points of attack, it's probably going to make it much stronger. And same with Monkey here. Monkey. That attack power, you know, is starting to matter. This is... the monk is approaching end of usefulness due to slightly poor game balance. Can't blame them, there's tons of jobs, they can't all be gems. These guys have an MP draining attack that they love to use, which is fun because it almost completely doesn't matter for my team. The way I've been using the call command, it matters very, very little. Oh. This is a good time to use Requiem. If I recall correctly, it does crazy damage. Yeah. Quite good damage against undead. That was so much easier than it was with my other team. The 2 dancers, white mage, blue mage. For some reason, they had some trouble with zombie dragons. There was some strategy that ended up being okay. You better run, Egg. It's too bad with the bard now having to choose between the stun locking and the undead killing. It's a hard life for a bard. It's a bard knock life for us. It's a bard knock life for us. Yeah, the dinosaurs have very similar behavior. The zombie dragon and the bone rex, or whatever the heck it's called. Very similar behavior, but the zombie dragons have the nice, commonly dropped dragon fang. That's a really good mix item and a really good sell item. It's kind of like the ones that look like dinosaurs rather than dragons are fairly pointless to fight. They have a very common Dragon Fang drop, actually. We'll probably see one here, I guess. I think it's 7/8 chance or something is how it works in this game, so... We don't have a lot of mean secret poison, I keep forgetting that. Wonder if we'll want to do any bone mail tricks in this particular iteration. Bone mail, not bone meal. I'm not going back to the Minecraft thread there. There's a lot of things I used to do in Minecraft that I wonder if they're completely unviable now. A couple favorites of mine were farming tricks, using water to harvest wheat and carrots and potatoes and other such things. It's not that I don't want Minecraft to change, that'd be pointless, but it's too bad. I had a world that I played for so long and I thought was so cool, and I always forget what I'm supposed to do at this part. Is it something inside or something outside? Ah, yeah, something inside is the answer. Every playthrough, I get to that point and I have no idea what's up. Sometimes I end up like going back out and saving because I can't figure it out. Oh dear. I should have thought before I did that. Will that kill Golem? I hope not. Wounds him. Hee hee hee. I like getting Golem. That's gonna be fun. You know, that's something finally rounding out the utility of this character, but I mean, well, there was Sylph. There's this thing, but who cares? Golem's where it's at. I wonder if it's a strategy people use to not get Remora and possibly Chocobo to reduce the amount of crappy summons a summoner gets with the call command. That seems like it should be a thing. Hypno Crown, that has questionable use. It's not useless, it's got some bonuses. I'm wondering if I should pop it on Lena. It is more weight and argue slightly more other stuff. Let's go with it and see what happens. Still haven't been using the smoke command, really. I'll want that later. I think I did the thing where I skipped the treasure chest in the very first town, which is a strategy some people use because it's a good way to grind out running, and sometimes for other things. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. I think tents still are gonna meet our needs for a while. Tents restore 1000 HP and I believe 100 MP. So as long as you don't need more than that, there's no reason to use a cottage. Oopsie. What? Is this? Yeah, okay. Hate to get the wrong save sometime. I think this is the boss coming up here. Vargas. Oops. Well, should be a bit of a stupid boss. I have so many ways to take it down. I can have the monk kick to take out all the little guys. I've got a Freet. I've got fire scrolls. I think one of the songs, or maybe even two of the songs, work. That's without screwing around with bone mail, so... Where's my scrolls at? That wasn't very strong. That was weak. Oops. Oh well. That looked wrong, but didn't end up being a problem. Is it considered undead? I don't remember. Look at that, it can be stun locked. Unless it's fast enough to get out of that, but... It can be stun... neutered. It's not doing anything. Maybe I should switch to the call command. I don't feel like I'm in danger here. This is silly. Wonder if that works on Atomos. This is one of the first dungeons where you are not provided with an easy way out. Right after you get the teleport spell in Bell Castle, so have to walk out of here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Whatevs. Worth healing up? Not really. But may as well not have to fight the boss again, such as it was. Seems like the randoms are a lot harder than the boss. We are using a lot of antidotes, and it is annoying, but inexpensive compared to the, gaining a bunch of dragon fangs that I'll probably never sell because I'll forget that I have them. Wow, look at that damage Ferris took. That's pretty cool. I don't want to heal it. Wonder why they thought the call command was a good idea. Like, was it meant for someone like me? Like, for laziness and... I don't know, is there any reason other than laziness? MP conservation, but I don't know if that's its real function. You get to see a variety of functions. They introduced similar things in a couple other games. I know 12 had that funny... There was this ability, it was considered a technique called... I think it was called Shades of Black, or... Little Black Magic, or maybe those are in different games. And it casts a random black magic spell. Like, what's the purpose of that? How do you use that strategically? I don't know. I don't think you do. We're very close to the beginning now. Why'd they include a fight with one cat? Kitty kitty cat. Oh, man. I think I was talking last time about my son's newfound interest in Teen Titans. So we saw Teen Titans Go. Yesterday we went to the zoo. After we watched Teen Titans Go, I said to my wife, we're going to have to get that soundtrack for listening in the car. So we downloaded it. And yesterday, going to and from the zoo, I think I listened to the rap from Teen Titans Go to the movies about, I don't know, 30 times, and I didn't feel bad about it. And the reason I reminded that was because Beast Boy's part of the rap includes, look, I'm a kitty now, check out my kitty meow. It's really good. I appreciate the fact that we now watch Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go, not regular Teen Titans. I understand regular Teen Titans is pretty good too, but you know, they're different flavors. Where's the inn? Over here? I think I might need a legitimate rest. There's some parts where you have to get a little strategic in World 2. You need to come up with a way to beat X-Death, and you have to come up with a way to beat... Oh, goodness. Sorry, confused by the game. Forgot about that part. You need to come up with a way to beat X-Death, and you need to come up with a way to beat the 4 elemental seal crystals. And so I think I got flame rings, right? I think I did that. I was beating up dogs for a good long time in that one session. X-Death, often reflect rings are the best option. Why does she keep poisoning herself? She's very strange. It's like she likes being poisoned. Lena's theme song is Toxic by Britney Spears. That would have been a better one-liner. I mean, for whom, but better one-liner if I said song instead of something that was kind of between song and sock. Yeah. And then I think this part, what happens? You're supposed to find your way to the fleet by going to Surgate Castle, which is pointless. Is there anything in Surgate Castle? I don't think there is for this party. I think there's like some kind of time magic or something there. Is there a song here? Maybe there's a song. Songs are good. I think there might be a song. Haste March or something? Learn float. That is not going to be useful for me. I haven't done one of these with a time mage. That would be fun. Jiku mage. I would want it to be Bart's and change his name to Jiku. I don't remember why I remember that. But Jiku is a word that they use for it in Japanese, at least that's my understanding. That means time-space. Space-time. I think I've seen it on forums or something. Someone was using the name Jiku Mage. Same stuff? Oh, different stuff, but nothing useful. Pretty much the same stuff there. Nothing I can use there. Did I check everything? I don't think I went over here. I'm just thinking that, yeah, here. Swift Song. I call it Haste March, and I don't remember why. What game is that from? That has to be from another game. I'm glad I did that. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but... And I don't believe it actually inflicts haste. I believe it's something a little different. It actually increases the speed statistic, which is cool. So we want to join that fleet. Is that something I should do now? I don't know how long I want to play, how bad I want my knight to be. Let's do at least the first bit. I don't think we'll do barrier tower today. He's the swordsman Zazat, who we mostly see hitting enemies with lightning. And we've been instructed to go to a specific part of the ship for some reason. There's that music again, so a little hiatus on the fast forwarding. The way they do little combat scenes with these cute little sprites is neat, right? Like that was them circling each other back to back. It looked cool. Let us all acknowledge that it looked cool. All of us acknowledge. Stop, acknowledge. Oops, I seem to be accidentally forgetting about the fast forward thing. These guys drop Phoenix Downs? Let's keep fighting them. I don't believe I fought everyone when I did this on my Game Boy not long ago. Where I'm pretty much at the end of the game, just screwing around, getting levels up, getting tablets for weapons I don't need and such. I like the way the guys keep scrambling back and forth with no enemies here. Confusion, draining, I don't really need that. But if I can get that to stick, it would be very nice. But first let's put on our regen. We'll also be able to put on Golem in this fight, which is cool. That should fairly well trivialize things. Boosted Titan. Boosted by the Gaia gear I have equipped, that is. I did something to Gilgamesh that made Enkidu not show up when I played recently. Forget what it was. I think I might have used Dark Spark in level 5 Death or something. Nah. I was hoping it would work on Enkidu. Titan won't hit Enkidu, but does he keep using White Wind? Is he even elemental weakness? I don't know. Maybe this does somehow hit him. That would be nice. No. Ooh, that's powerful. You are approaching becoming my permanent item slinger, Ferris. What's the likelihood that I can get Gilgamesh out without Enkidu? Oopsie, didn't mean to do that. Oh. I think that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to try to get Gilgamesh out. And that critical help too. Let's use Titan then. Titan is so much stronger than the other ones that it's worth a shot. Nice. It was funny the way the ATB bar jumped there. Must be nearly dead. That's one of the things with White Wind, is it gives you a really good indication of what your opponent's hit points actually are. I think still got the Flame Rod equipped, so... I wonder if those puns were in the original translation. I find it unlikely. They almost certainly weren't in the PlayStation one, because that thing was a bit of a disaster. Bad in a different way than, say, Final Fantasy Tactics or whatever. First, I'm going to rest. I wonder if keeping Bartz with the Mage Masher will help. There are lots of magical enemies in the next area. I think it's possibly useful. Too bad I don't have a silencing harp available. Whisperweed. Just checking on you, man. Where's the save point? There's a Reflect Knight. We do want to win some Reflect Rings, I think. Especially if Romeo's Ballad works here. Ooh, fast enemies, though. They work on something. Looks like my stream's a little bit chopped up at the moment. That's a bit unfortunate. Wow, super chopped up. That's a piece of garbage. I'd really like it to catch up with me here. Because I'm intending to be done. Come on. Okay, it's like, you know, a minute behind me, as usual, but not that bad. So yeah, next thing is going to be probably farming Reflect Rings, seeing what I can do about red dragons and chests. Oh, I have flame rings, that won't be an issue. That's fun. So yeah, that's what's on the docket. Is docket a thing? Is that what's on the docket? That's the thing people say, right? I'm not just making up words. Wow, with fast forward, this is going to be pretty painless. So somehow, in my Game Boy Advance playthrough, my grinding for Reflect Rings took maybe 10 minutes. And I'm talking real time, because I don't have fast forward. It's on hardware. Hardware legit, yo. So, yeah. I wonder why Guluf didn't get blinded. And I wonder how much that's going to matter. I guess not much. It's tempting to just run back and forth and keep doing this, but I guess this is a bad place to wait for Reflect Rings. Need to go up the tower a bit. The tents heal status problems? They do. That's a treat. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be done for realsies. Glad to get back to playing. Thanks for joining me. Or watching me on YouTube or whatever you do. We'll be done, eventually. Hopefully, August. Thanks.